I just made these insanely impressive looking motion graphics using AI in just a couple of clicks of a button. And I used a tool called Hera Video. And it has a lot of hype recently, and people even say that it's going to replace all motion graphics designers very soon. So in this video, we're going to figure it out if it's actually worth the hype or not, and what kinds of use cases you can find for it, and what it's simply not capable of doing. And a spoiler alert, it has helped me a lot because I'm not a professional motion graphics designer, yet now I'm able to create super beautiful looking motion graphics for all my videos. Now this tool is ridiculously easy to use. So just sign up to Hera.video, you'll find a link to it in the description, then just tell the AI what kind of an animation you want to create. And you can also use images, videos, audio, font, even CSV if you want to do visualizations with your data. But now, let me show you 5 examples, and these are not something that I have tested before, so the results are going to be totally random. And here are 5 prompts that I have created, each of which increases in difficulty level the higher we go up the list. So now let's take this first one. So it says, a single blue circle centered on a white background slowly scales up and down in a smooth loop. Soft, easing, minimal flat design, 3-second seamless loop. Let's hit send. Then the tool asks you for some more specific questions, but since we're doing something very simple, we're just going to skip and generate. And here is the result. And I think this turned out fantastic, but I also have to say that this was so easy that I expected it to nail it with flying colors. Let's create another one. This time, let's do this one. The word hello in bold sans serif text fades in letter by letter from the left to right with slight upward motion. Clean white background, subtle motion blur, 4-second loop. And let's hit generate. And here we go. So this one worked out really nice as well. So let's move on to another one. This time let's do this one. So a minimal abstract logo made of 3 geometric shapes slides in from different directions, assembles in the center, then gently pulses once. Light gray background, soft shadows, smooth easing, 5-second loop. And let's send it. Wow, that is fantastic. That turned out exactly as I anticipated. Perhaps this triangle could have been placed a bit more centered or a bit left here from the center line, but I think other than that, this is super cool. And now once you have your animation in place, what you can do here is you can scrub the scrub bar anywhere you like, and then you can select your objects and, for example, move them around. So if we don't want them to meet in the middle, we can just move these around freely, and now, for example, the animation will look like this. But also at the same time, as you can see, this can be a bit problematic because there are so many different types of layers in each animation. So even though it looks like we have 3 objects over here, if we check these animations layers, we actually have something like 10 different layers. And if you choose an object, you're just moving that object, not the entire object that has been chained together to form this kind of a layer or container, whatever it is called. I will talk about that a bit later. But this is super cool, so you can literally pause the video anywhere and do these adjustments on the go. Then let's move on to the next prompt. This one says, a floating UI card in a soft 3D space. Camera slowly pushes forward while interface elements fade and slide into place. Subtle parallax between layers. Modern tech aesthetic, 6-second loop. And actually, now that we're talking about a 6-second loop, let's choose a 10-second duration. I'm not too concerned about this. I just want this part to look fantastic. So let's hit send. And here's the result. And I think this is a next level result compared to the previous ones. And as it's supposed to, because we're asking for a more difficult task. But as you can see, this looks fantastic. I'm not really sure if I take a look at the description of what I kind of even anticipated, because this is pretty vague and pretty abstract, but there is definitely a floating UI card in a 3D space, and these lines, these very soft lines, are indicating that as well. And the camera slowly pushes forward while the interface elements fade and slide in their place. And it even includes the parallax effect, which basically means that elements in different layers move in slightly different speed. So for example, this UI card and this live button and this information box, these move in a bit of a different velocity. Then let's try out the last one before I show you concrete examples and results that I'm actually using in my videos. So this one is going to say, cinematic motion sequence where flowing abstract lines morph into animated charts and resolve into a glowing title reading AI in motion. Layered transitions, depth, light streaks, cohesive color palette. And now, since I'm not a motion graphic designer, it starts to sound like a whole bunch of jargon to me, so I'm not really sure how good I am at analyzing the final result, but I will show you the result in just a second so you'll get to decide. Okay, so here is the result. So here we have these lines and it forms into a chart, and then there is AI in motion. I don't know 100% what this prompt was trying to accomplish, so I actually generated this using ChatGPT, but basically I thought that the abstract lines would morph into a chart and then the chart would morph into text. So that's not quite what happened because the text just faded in out of thin air, but it's still pretty close, and obviously this leaves room for some speculation simply because this prompt is pretty short. So given these 5 different difficulty level prompts, I would say that these 4 worked out fantastic and this last one was pretty questionable. But now let me show you some real life use cases that I have been able to put together using Hera AI. So I have been using this for a couple of months now, and just as an example, here is a video that I created for one of my videos where I wanted the users or the viewers to pay attention to a link that I have left in the description of the video. So let's see how well that played out. Well, that's pretty decent. Obviously, it doesn't look like the YouTube interface looks like, so that's not 100% perfect. But since a lot of people have asked me like, where do you find a link, especially in the older audience, like 50-year-old plus, they don't know when I say check the link below what it actually means. So maybe this helps to visualize that just a bit. This is just one example. This is an effect that I absolutely love. So instead of just showing a screenshot in a boring way in the screen, I'm fading it in this kind of a 3D style motion. So this is also something I use a lot in my videos, and it is entirely made with Hera AI. And then we also have this kind of a text animation. So instead of me just reading things out loud in front of a screen and the audience falling asleep, I'm sometimes emphasizing what I say with this kind of an animation. So this tool doesn't allow you to lip sync your vocals. And one thing I also want to point out is that you have this editing option here on the bottom. So you can actually create whatever animation you want to, and you can literally tell the AI what you want to change in it. So just as an example, here is this text animation I created. So let's do something like this. So let's tell the AI to make it say, Hera is an impressive AI motion graphics generator, and make the word impressive yellow. Then let's hit send. And here is the result. And that's exactly what I wanted. Now there are lots of other types of animations you can create. For example, these types of UI cards is what I usually like to do. So for example, if I'm showing how to enhance videos using AI, I might just tell the AI to make a motion graphic where it lays down these steps. But now let me also show you another useful feature. So instead of just creating your projects from scratch, you can use these templates. So click on templates on the left hand side and then just choose these pre-built templates. And one of these super powerful ones is this map template. So you can highlight regions in the world using this map animation. So we can click on it, then we can click on use this template. And now this is just like a regular project in your library. And now you can tell whatever you want in the prompt box below. So for example, instead of highlighting this part, let's actually do highlight Sweden. Now let's hit send, and here is the result. And now remember that this is AI, so you can literally tell it anything. So let's, for example, say to use white lines instead, and also let's tell it to make it a bit slower. Now let's hit send. And here is our result. And as you can see, this time it's a bit slower, and also the color changed to white instead of blue. But now let me talk about the biggest problem I have faced when using Hera for the past couple of months. And actually, I already talked about this previously in one of these examples that I already showed you. So when you create an animation, if you want to do edits on it, you have either this editing box here at the bottom where you can just tell with text what you want to see, but then you can also point to these objects. And I absolutely love that this object pointing thing is enabled here. But this also makes it super complicated since there are so many layers in the mix. So now let's say I wanted to put these on top of one another, these elements over here. Well, it kind of works, But when I move this triangle, it just disappears no matter where I place it, unless it's in this small rectangle area over here. And I have literally no idea how to fix this issue. If I try to delete the parenting element, it gets rid of everything. And if I go to this container section or layer section over here, it allows me to choose these elements, but I'm not able to delete the elements from this section. So now I'm hitting the delete button, but it does nothing. So that makes it even trickier. So there is no way for me to remove these objects from this layer chart, which would make this possible. So there's definitely a lot of room for improvement in this editor. And let me show you another case. So for example, we have this super cool looking animation we just did. And the problem here is that now, for example, if I want to move this info button, I'm gonna click it. It is not going to select the button or the object that I just clicked, but the object next to it. So now if I try to move this object, yeah, it definitely moves it around, but it also leaves something hanging over here that might be super unhandy in the later steps here. So this is very, very annoying and very confusing. Let's replay the animation just for fun. Now that we moved these objects around, they actually lost the parallax effect. So for example, if I play it again, you can see that now these objects are just following this UX chart. They are not wiggling around in a different speed, unlike they did in previous step. That shouldn't happen because I just moved these elements around, but I bet they were tied to some invisible parent object that was moving around in that wiggly motion, and that's why we lost it. So the selector didn't move that part or that object with these objects that I touched. I don't know if I'm making any sense here, but let me replay the original clip. As you can see here, the button live and the info button are also moving in a slightly different velocity, and they are kind of like swinging in a slightly different frequency with this UI card. So these objects lost the ability to do so when I just basically touched them in the UI. And that is how you use Hera AI to create beautiful motion graphics. As you can see, it definitely has its limitations, and in my opinion, it is not even close to being able to replace motion graphic designers. However, it is very useful for somebody like me who has no motion graphics designing skills whatsoever. I can just tell the AI what I want to see, and sometimes it perfectly nails it. Sometimes I might have to do some small tweaks, but basically I get to make my videos to look much more professional than previously because of a simple tool like this. And as I said, this is literally one of the only AI tools I am using right now as a content creator. So this is super powerful, and I highly recommend you giving it a shot. And if you want to try it, I have left a link to it in the description. So if you sign up with the link I have left there, you will support the channel and help me keep these videos free. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.